Well, I like to pose a question to the Black and brown community. I would like to know your opinion. What is the worst word that one can be called from our community? Is it bad credit? Is it you're broke? Is it your deadbeat father or deadbeat mom? What about irresponsible? What about you don't even own a home? What about you are the worker instead of the owner? What is the worst word that one can be called in our community? Is it a whore? Is it an itch? You know the word that I'm saying. What is the worst word? All of those titles are really, really bad titles. To me, they're the worst titles. Those are things that you would want to fix in your life. Correct areas of your life. But none of those words are the worst word in our community. The worst word in our community is you being called a snitch. No one wants that title. It doesn't even matter if they're not involved in any criminal activity. They don't want that title. I was in class one day. One of the students who always tells everything comes and he tells everything as he normally does. He walks away. One of the kids from the back said, "You're a snitch, Marco." And I looked up and I thought, my goodness, even kids are being programmed in kindergarten to think that this is okay. Well, it's not. It's not. Our community has to advance from this title. Everybody is not in the streets. And the reason I speak on this topic today is because someone very close to me has been called that word. And I see the effect. And it bothers me that our community is stuck on stupid. What will it take for us to advance past these type of things? Now, if you're in the street and that's how you choose to live and you're in crime and you're part of a pack, live that way. But don't project that onto other people who do not live that lifestyle. Street code does not apply to those of us that are not in that lifestyle, to those of us that choose to do the right thing. There's so many people in our community that are in prison, young black men and women that are in prison behind the street code. Many of them were not even involved in these crimes that were committed. I apologize. My voice is still healing. Many of them were not involved in the crimes that were committed, but because of street code, they can't say anything. So now they have to go to prison away from their family and opportunities, giving up the God-given life that God has given them to the prison system because they don't want to snitch. They don't want to be called a snitch. In our community, people stone, might as well kill, ridicule for this title. And it is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I am sick of seeing our men go to prison for things they did not do, had no involvement in, but because of this invisible law. Who made the rules? Who made the rules? Who decided that this had to be followed no matter what? Who invented it? Well, I tell you what. On today, I step on it. I say, if you are in a situation that you had no involvement in. Do the right thing, because it is your duty to be here for your family and for your opportunities. Why give those opportunities up because someone else decided that they wanted to do a crime? No. No more. No more. That invisible law is destroyed. So I say, excuse me, I say that if you are in a position and you have to talk and be interrogated, do the right thing. This law that has claimed so many lives, street law that has claimed so many lives in prison or grave. Do you know right now the Nipsey Hussle trial is going on, and one of the surrounding topics is whether or not the guy Eric Holder was a snitch or not, and whether or not Nipsey called him a snitch. Do you know that this boy was so intimidated by the title that he killed? I'm just wanting you guys to pay attention to the effect of this word and really consider, why do we have this invisible law anyway when we preach against crime and we want our communities better? Why in the hell are we praising the invisible law? It's backwards thinking. It's backwards. And we must make a change to that. All of us. All of us. It makes no sense that a kindergartner is being programmed in kindergarten that telling is the wrong thing to do. But yet we teach our kids, if someone does blah, 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 let us know. It makes no sense. It's backwards. We as a community have got to do better. I see so many people that are affected by this. I have a family member that's in prison for life because he would not snitch, even though he didn't do it. So he's in prison for capital murder, and he has life without parole. We got to do better. We can't say one thing and on the other hand, we're canceling it out. It is impossible to accomplish anything with this mentality. So I'm asking for my people to do better. To do better. I have had street people that were in the street tell me that if they had the opportunity, and this is recently, if they had the opportunity, they would have done something different. They wouldn't have went to prison for 15 years of their life, been away from their family, given up the breath of God in their life behind something they didn't do for this invisible law. Who made the rules? Who made the rules? It makes no sense. And we must do better. And so I ask my people on today, when you're in a situation, do the right thing. You're not living by the street code because you're not in the streets. So apparently, the law doesn't apply to those of us who don't live that way, supposedly. Do better, and better will come. Be the change that you're asking for.